What are we going to do about the show?
It's exactly where it is again.
Okay, I have some things we could talk about, unless you guys have things you want to talk about.
What do you want to talk about?
A few things. I'd like to talk about Andrew Tate, dating apps, Jesse Lee Peterson, and...
I don't know who that is.
You don't know Jesse Lee Peterson?
Nope.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You've seen him. I've made plenty of edits of Jesse. You've seen it. The black guy?
Oh, yeah.
We need white babies.
Okay, look. This whole, but the thing is, bro, I told you, your page seems like white supremacy, like you're a white supremacist, and it's like our audience here is not like a white audience, and I have a black child, so it's like, you know, like we need to like.
What's the issue?
The issue is that's has to like. Are you a white supremacist?
So no. In short, no. I think that's a word used to silence people. Racist, white supremacist, all that stuff.
So how would you describe yourself?
I'm a Christian. I believe everyone's made in the image of God. So I love everybody. And I wish the best for everybody. And I believe God loves everybody. But if I were to move to a new city and I had the choice to live in a black neighborhood or a Mexican neighborhood or a white neighborhood, I would want to live in the white neighborhood. Does that make sense?
I mean, for a white guy, I think it does make sense.
I think you guys would both want to live in a white neighborhood too.
Yeah, they would.
When I lived in St. Petersburg, Florida, I lived across the street from a black neighborhood. Only place I've ever lived in my life where I heard gunshots on a regular basis. And Florida's crazy. You know, we're very. I'm from San Diego. We're very spoiled in San Diego. It's hard to find a bad area in San Diego. Like you have to go.
There are a few.
There's a few, but you have to go out of your way to find it. Whereas in the South, in Florida, you'll find the bad area no problem. It's crazy. When in St. Petersburg, Florida, I'd go to a coffee shop and there'd be like 3 Teslas in the parking lot, and it's a fancy hipster coffee shop, $7 lattes, like, and you think, oh, there's some money in Florida, right? And then I drive from that coffee shop, I drive 2 blocks up the street to get gas, and I'm in the ghetto. Just the straight up, like, it doesn't feel safe. This dude's asking me for money, and I feel like if I don't give him money, he's going to key my car when I go into the store. Just like...
So you're scared of black people. Hold on. You're scared of black people? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not scared of black people. I'm scared of sketchy people. I'm not scared. First of all, I'm not scared. I'll die today. You could die. I'm ready to die.
Are you saying, but black people are sketchy to you?
No. Sketchy people are sketchy. It could be a white guy, and if he looks homeless and looks like he's on drugs, that's also sketchy. It's about how you carry yourself. I have black friends. I have gay friends. I have friends of every color. I don't discriminate like that.
I just don't want people to think that I'm a white supremacist because I am not. And
you have a black kid.
No,
if someone calls you a white supremacist,
I don't want people to even think that you're a white supremacist because
I don't care if people can think.
I care. That's the thing. I fucking care.
Okay. I'm not. I defend white people though. I think white people get shit on a lot today, and I love white people, and we need white people. This country was built by white people. Like have some respect. I don't know. This country used to be like 90% white, and in another 20, 30 years, it's going to be like 40% white. There's a whole, I don't know if you guys want to talk about it, but like we need.
Before you go into it, we're just going to make it very clear. Our editor is not a white supremacist, and we do not support white supremacy to any degree.
No.
But with that being said, go ahead and finish your statements.
Yeah, I don't even know where I was. I just I really worry about this country. The IQ is dropping every year. The IQ has been dropping since the Industrial Revolution, basically. After the Industrial Revolution, we had a lot more food. People survived longer, and then the poor people had plenty of food too. Before the Industrial Revolution, it was like the richer smarter part of the population had more surviving offspring. With the Industrial Revolution, we have enough food for everybody, so like even the poor people, even the peasants, all their kids are going to survive. It used to be that you have 6 kids and 3 survive. Now you have 6 kids and like 6 survive, right? When the back in when is this? 1800s, early 1800s, and basically IQ has been going down since then, and it's the IQ drops like 2-3 points every 10 years, and that is a problem. That's not nothing.
So we're skirting some lines here.
Yeah.
Are you saying that there is a correlation between the decrease of the white population and IQ dropping as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's plenty of black. I mean, so if you talk average, Asians have the highest IQ, and then whites, and then I don't know, and then the list goes on. But Asians are number 1. Oh, and then blacks on average have the lowest. But but that's like the average. Like there's millions, tens of millions of black people that are geniuses, that are smarter than tens of millions of Asians and whites. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, in terms of IQ, the whole human spectrum is on a bell curve, and we've talked about bell curves on the show multiple times, right? The highest IQs are the rarest, right?
Yeah,
just
correct.
In general across the human population, anybody who has an IQ over 135, the population. It's the scarcity.
Very small number of those
types
types of
just
people.
immediately drops.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Just like on the other side of the spectrum, anybody who has an IQ less than 85 significantly decreases.
No, there's a ton of people. The average IQ of Africa, of that entire continent, is like estimated to be like 77. Look it up, man. I have a lot of I'm a meme lord, and I'm have a meme lord network, and a lot of my fellow meme lords live in South Africa, and
where's that statistic coming from? Who's
South Africa?
Who's populating that statistic?
My white friends who live in South Africa.
No, I see.
But
slight bias.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not. I mean, they cite like it's science. IQ is science. IQ's not everything though. Like you need. Being a moral person, being a good person matters a lot as well. Like I don't want to overemphasize IQ, but when the average IQ of your population is 77, that's difficult. That's hard to like you're gonna build trains, you're gonna build cars with that. You know what I mean?
I mean, with that being said, though, like if the majority of your population has low IQ. Right, and everybody has, in general, the same low average IQ.
Mm-hmm.
What's the real problem coming out of that? Everybody is.
There's not enough competent people to have to uphold modern infrastructure. Like you got to build skyscrapers, to build roads, to just so much of what we do takes really smart people. All of our inventions are made by the genius class. So you need the smart people. You need the dumb people too. Like you need people to get out there and do the work, but you need I don't know. The most important part of the operation is going to come from the geniuses, the Elon Musk's type of guys.
But he's South African.
Yeah. Yeah.
So his IQ is not 77.
No. Well,
so
I was saying the entire continent of Africa, the average IQ is 77. But
and in the big scheme of things too, like we talk about this genius class, right? What are they actually contributing?
It's every great invention we've had, it probably came from some sort of genius, or at the very least, it came from somebody who obsessed over something, to a outrageous degree, obsessed over something and figured out something or discovered something new. Like Mike Tyson has an IQ of like, I don't know, 90, but he's in a way he's a genius though, because he's in his subject.
How do you know that his IQ is 90? He took an IQ test and he showed you the results?
No, I'm just guessing. Maybe his IQ is 140. I don't know, but I think I just Googled it and it said 90, and I just believed it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's a genius. I take it back. I'm sorry. I love Mike Tyson.
He'll knock you the fuck out.
Yeah, I know. No, but I hope he wouldn't. I don't think he would. I love him. So I wouldn't. Fuck. I don't know. That'd be a good story if he knocked me out, but I wouldn't even care. He can do that if he wants.
So again, just touching base on this class of genius, right? And I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit, but
Of course, yeah.
Your class of genius has also been largely responsible for keeping poor people alive.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean the whole quality of life question, survival of the fittest. Geniuses have provided tools for people who are not.
I know. Exactly. How do you think Africa has the population they have? How do you think India has the population they have? We've given these countries population explosions that they didn't deserve. You could argue that Britain, that the Western world deserved the population explosion that we had with the Industrial Revolution because we were smart enough to create the Industrial Revolution, to create all this food. But then we go to countries where they, haven't had their Industrial Revolution yet, and we give it to them early. We're giving it to them sooner than they, like, we're showing up and giving them all this food, and these people are used to having, 12 kids and 3 survive, and now they're having 12 kids and 12 survive because of Western medicine, because of all the food we bring them. So
you're what you're saying right now, again, super close skirting to the idea of like white supremacy, right? But let's take that language out of the picture. Yeah, what you're also arguing for is a superior. You're like arguing for the superiority of the idea of a linear economy, completely ignoring the fact that circular economies have been in existence since prehistory.
I don't even know what that means.
And have been, circular
what's
economy.
What's linear economy and what's
linear?
Circular economy?
It's a post-industrial revolution is really when we started to see this idea of like Adam Smith and capitalism, top-bottom chains, right? You have means of manufacturing, production. You have everyone like consuming a single product, throwing the product away, paying someone to get rid of the product, right? You have this idea of like consumption and consumer psychology. Whereas within a circular economy, it can be sort of you grow what you need, you use, you recycle. And it's only within the ecosystem of the tribe. Tribes are all circular economies.
So you're saying we shouldn't have gone to Africa and brought them all this food. We should have just left them alone.
What I'm saying is that there has been a historical survival of circular economies that have not gone outside of their means. They may have not had skyscrapers, but they all live healthy, proportionate.
We should have left them alone. We brought all these problems to them. We gave them all this food, gave them a population that they can't handle, that they can't sustain themselves. When you say
they, you mean the white people?
Everyone who's not white.
Just Western. I mean, Europe.
No, I'm saying
white is a new word. That word
fine.
is
so the people with the high IQ gave the people with the low IQ food, and now you're blaming the low IQ people for surviving.
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not mad at anyone.
So
I'm not
whose
blaming
fault
anyone.
really is it? It's the high IQ.
It's the white people. Yeah, it's
right.
It's our fault. It's our fault. I'm not mad at Africa. I'm not mad at No, I'm not complaining or like. No, it's our fault. There's people who argue that we should not have the whole colonization that Britain did around the world was them bringing the Industrial Revolution around the world. And a lot of people say they shouldn't have done that, and it'd be a very different world.
Well, they weren't gifting anybody. It's called imperialism for a reason.
Yeah, there's a few ways to look at it. They showed up and they were assholes, and they were in charge. They ruled the place, but they also showed up and said, "Here's how you farm. This is how you make this food. This is how you like." They brought knowledge, So they were bullies, but they also did a lot of good. I don't know. The world is brutal. The world is cruel. Africa was fucked up before we got there. Like it was so. And again, I'm not I'm not making a judgment call. I'm not even, it is what it is. I don't know. This is how it went down. This is history, but we are suffering the consequences of it today. I wouldn't say suffering, but like the world would not be today, what it is without the Industrial Revolution, without Europe, without without I'm not qualified to speak on this. I'm kind of just rattling off things I learned on YouTube, but I forget what my point was.
What does your ideal world look like?
The world is not an ideal place. Like, the world is full of sin and full of evil. But I'm an American, and I think America and Europe should probably do this too. Bring all the military home, close off the borders, fix the monetary policy, where our money is tied to something instead of just nothing. Right now, they just print. We live under the tyranny of the financial system where they just print as much money as they want. Like, if you have any savings, your savings is worth less every day because they keep printing money and keep handing out loans. Making a loan is the same thing as printing money. People don't know that, but when a bank gives you a loan, it's like they just made that money up. I took out a $25,000 loan a year ago. That was $25,000 new to the system. That made everyone else more poor. Everyone else's money is now worth less because we just added more to the pool. And inflation is not 8%. Joe Biden is lying about that. Inflation is like 300%. So we're under the scourge of a lot of different things right now, but more than anything, I would say it's our monetary policy that is really screwing with us. On top of that, this is something I talk about a lot too, is the scourge of pornography. The world, I can pull up hardcore pornography on my phone right now. Like, it's I believe, and lots of people believe, and there's studies I can show you to prove this, that pornography has destroyed men in the West. It's destroyed sex drive. This is a dating show, right? A lot of the problem with dating today is the fact that you have a generation addicted to pornography. And I'm not even judging anyone. I'm not even like, it's so easily accessible. Like, it shouldn't. I believe we need to ban pornography. I don't think it should be. You shouldn't be able to just pull up hardcore porn on your phone.
But there's a whole class. So I mean, there is a group of men who.
You're gonna defend pornography right now?
No. Okay. I'm gonna say that there is a group of men that are going around that claim this whole like alpha male dominance, like, culture. Mm-hmm. They have all sworn off porn. Right? The majority of them, they don't watch
Andrew
porn.
Tate,
yeah,
they're all saying don't watch porn.
They don't watch porn.
Yeah.
So porn is for essentially anybody who's not in that elite group of men.
No.
But that's who's technically watching it. Right?
That's not true. There's I think a lot of men watch porn.
There's a lot of people watch porn, but I think it's more if you watch. I don't advocate watching porn at all, but if you watch it once in a while, I don't think that's the biggest deal. But there's a lot of guys totally addicted. There's a lot of guys watching it every day. In
Muslim countries, it's banned. Like, when I went to Indonesia,
Muslims get it. Muslims understand.
Yeah.
You couldn't watch it in Egypt?
In Indonesia, no, you can't watch porn.
Yeah, they know how bad it is. So
that's what because I don't know. Oh, because of I downloaded Tinder when I was in Bali because they said it's a way to meet people because I went there by myself. Not for dating, just to like meet other Americans. And I put a picture of myself in I was wearing a jumpsuit, like a cat. It was just tight. And they banned me from Tinder for life, and I didn't know. I wasn't even naked. I wasn't even showing skin. It was just tight, and they were like, "Yeah, you're not allowed to show like your body form, and porn is banned and everything." Like, wow. I didn't even know that.
This was what country?
In Indonesia. It's a Muslim country.
That's great. They understand. They know. They
actually
understand
now you're not even allowed to live Like if you have a boyfriend in Indonesia, you can't live with him unless you're married, or you can go to jail.
Oh wow.
So if they catch you having sex outside of marriage, they'll arrest you and put you in jail.
Wow. Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah. That maybe that's the right move as well. But for sure, banning pornography is. That's an example of a government that actually loves its people or actually cares about its people. I know for a fact the U.S. government does not care about the people, about the taxpayers of this country, because or about the youth or about anyone in this country. Because if they did, they'd ban pornogaphy. It's a weapon.
Yeah, but then you're talking about an authoritarian state.
That's no. Banning pornography, I would not call it that's a trigger word. Authoritarian. There's the cocaine is banned. Are we authoritarian right now? You can ban things and not be authoritarian. There's things that are bad for you that it's like the government should step in and say, all you young men addicted to jacking off, we're going to help you out. We are going to you will no longer be able to access hardcore pornography on your iPhone. We should go back to porno mags. The only pornography you should be able to jack off to is the magazines. We need to go back to the 80s, basically.
Because it came with articles?
No, just because, if you're freaking out and you need to jack off, fine. I get it. But jack off to something more wholesome. Dude, fuck. You've seen the Pornhub front page. It's shocking. It's shocking. The and again, I could pull out my iPhone. I could pull up hardcore porn, right? It's too available. It shouldn't be an option. This conversation maybe is funny or kind of cringe for us, but for little kids, a 12-year-old with an iPhone, you're going to give a 12-year-old an iPhone? Fuck, man. You know how bad that is for his brain? He's messed up for life.
Yeah.
He's going to get erectile dysfunction.
Blueface's 6-year-old son had dick pics in his phone, and he's 6.
Yeah. Yeah, don't give your kids phones. Don't let them use any, there's pornography on Snapchat, on TikTok, on Instagram, all of these apps. If you are looking for it, if you want to find it, if you're open to it, you can find pornography on any of these apps. Donald Trump can't have Instagram, but these porn stars are able to have an Instagram, no problem. So I think, I don't know. This country's, our morals are, everything is backwards. Everything's backwards. I'm really worried. People need to find God and, I don't know. I don't know what's going to go down. I do think there's an awakening happening right now and people are realizing, how ugly things are getting, but, nothing that's going on right now is sustainable. Birth rates have dropped 20% in the past 10 years, which is insane. I think you can blame that on iPhones and social media. Do you know, slight change of subject, you know what an incel is? You've heard incel. Everyone knows what incel is. Okay. So a guy, men age 18 to 30 who haven't had sex in the past year. You could call that they're not, that's a mean word, but maybe you could say that's who the incels are. The guys who haven't been laid in a year. The men 18 to 30 who haven't been laid in the past year, before iPhones came out, that percentage was 3%. 3% of men were incels. iPhones come out, social media comes out on the iPhone, and within a couple of years, the number of 18 to 30-year-olds who haven't had sex in the past year goes from 3% to 30%.
So are you calling Sebastian an incel?
No.
Well, it's been longer.
He hasn't had sex.
Yeah, you haven't had
longer than a year, for sure.
Over a
Why
decade.
not, by the way?
It's by choice.